Hey everyone, this is Les at awesomepaintshop.com. A lot of people were asking me about what my desk setup looked like, so I figured I'd go ahead and share with you guys what I got going. I'm going to talk really fast because it's a lot of stuff to go through in 10 minutes, believe it or not. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, first of all, the piece of furniture. This is an IKEA computer armoire. This is where the monitor used to be. This is for DVDs and CD stuff. This is the pull-out keyboard. That's where the printer used to be. That also pulls out. Paper and stuff went under there. And this is the tower. Actually, I bought it off my sister. It's just sitting in her garage. But I wanted an enclosed piece so I could do this ridiculous light setup that's actually copying the women's makeup mirror that defeats shadows by having lights all around it. And me, I don't have lights all the way around it. I got an arch basically. I got two fluorescent lights in the top, one on each side, which I don't usually use unless I'm taking pictures on here, which I'll bring up next. This is my favorite lamp. It's the best lamp you can get for what we do if you're sitting at your desk for a couple hours. It's a HD light full spectrum desk lamp. This is the clamp-on version, and I mean, just read their site and they talk about how it reduces eye strain. Little old ladies that do knitting for hours, they use these, and if anyone knows about eye strain, there you go. Here's the Liquitex additives that I use. Liquitex usually comes in large bottles, like all their different additives, so I put them in these Vallejo dropper bottles, not only because it's more convenient, but you get more accurate measurements, and you actually use less because you're getting the same amount of drops out of these things as you do from the regular dropper bottles from the Vallejo line, if you use them or Reaper. You guys have seen the rinse well in the review, so if you want to see that in action, check that out. And GW pots, when I was converting over to Vallejo, I didn't throw these away. I kept them and cleaned them out. Filled them up with this polymer clay. This is Sculpey 2. It's like $2, and it'll be enough to fill a couple of these up. You don't have to do it, but I just like to wait. And doing the Blue Tech thing there. Here is the Commissar that's going to be in the next HD tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and do him. The problem I had with him and those Blue Tech bases and the deal with this contraption I got from watching the Hot Lead DVD, which, by the way, is the best tutorial DVD that covers advanced techniques from beginner stuff, like all the way up. It's 3 DVDs, and that is the only DVD you ever need to buy. I know there's a lot of guys selling stuff out there, and I don't want to knock them, but it's the most comprehensive DVD that will cover you on no matter what you're painting. So Laszlo is awesome. But the thing I noticed that when he had his minis, he had a couple different handles that he used. One that had a little vise in it, one that was like a Blue Tack one, and there was one characteristic that was the same on all of them, is they fit in his hand, like when he made it fit perfectly. And you think about it, your hands won't fatigue and stuff like that. The more it conforms to your grip. So what I did with this, and the problem that I had with this guy is because he's on this base and it doesn't stick to the Blue Tack. Well, it does when you mash them down on it, and it'll be like that for about 45 minutes, and then it's slowly rising up and losing its grip, and you don't know it until you flip him upside down, and he falls off when you put your brush on him, and God forbid that you're doing his eyeballs or something like that. So I was bored, had the glue gun all heated up and everything, and had some extra magnets laying around, so I took a 40mm base, glued these 2 pots together, glued one of the rare earth magnets about the size of a dime right underneath this, stuck it on here, glued that down, and then stuck another magnet on this, and there you go. Ergonomic hand grip piece right there, and I can paint him with ease. I mean, yeah, it does kind of slip a little bit if you put pressure on it, but that'd probably only happen if you were dry brushing, but for what I'm going to be doing, it's perfect for that. A lot of work and probably not a lot of merit if you're doing assembly line painting, but for single model tutorial type stuff, it's gonna work pretty well. I also got another tutorial coming up for this stuff. It's been done before. People talk about the Master's Brush Cleaner and Preserver, the soap, and we'll go through that in that tutorial. And I took one, I know AG Productions, Chris over there did how to maintain your brushes and stuff, and I just took it a little bit more extreme and grabbed like the dirtiest dry brush I had, and the bristles were like stained blue and purple, and I got an ultrasonic cleaner and all kinds of liquid cleaning stuff, and it still didn't get any of that out. And this brush soap right here is the best. That's fairy magic, unicorns and everything. So got brushes rinsing right there. These paint palettes from Michaels are like $1 a piece. I hate these things, but you know, there's an abundance of them over there, so I pick them up. I'm getting an upgrade, and I'll do a review on that when I get my package from Dick Blick Art Materials. And I'm basically getting something like this, but in porcelain, so it'll be hopefully easier to clean up, and it won't scratch over time like these things do when I clean them. Let's see. Oh, here's my homemade photo booth built in to this little section of the desk. These lights that you see are like in the kitchen section at Lowe's or Home Depot, and these are the ones that go underneath your cabinets in the kitchen, and they're supposed to light up your countertop. And basically, I just set them up in here. I used to have an old photo booth that was huge. I mean, even it being, 2 foot by 2 foot, it was large. I couldn't do it anywhere in my room and get like a balanced surface. I had to take it into the garage and set it up, take all my lights out there. It was really inconvenient. So this makes it to where, if I got progress that I need to show, I stick them up on there, set up the camera, take a shot, and, it looks good. And you can flip off these lights because they have individual controls, even though they're all linked together. So you can change how dynamic your shadows are. You can move them back to make it so it's less bright on top of them, or you can put it behind them, all that good stuff. So this is probably the coolest feature I got in there. And I got my work in progress on trays up here. Pull them out, grab what I need to work on, and stick it down on the desk. Another thing I'm trying out is these disposable palettes until my stuff gets in here. It's basically wax paper. That's it. It's basically wax paper, and I'm lazy, and I hate the way wax paper curls up on me, so I got this stuff. It was like $2 for 20 of them, so it wasn't too bad on price. The ultrasonic cleaner here, I use it. I got airbrush stuff in it right now cleaning, but the way that ultrasonics work, it's great if you have an airbrush, is it does ultrasonic pulses that basically create microscopic bubbles inside this thing, and they explode, like all these different bubbles exploding and stuff, break up all the dirt, paint in this case, and gets things clean. It's really good for intricate stuff, like if you strip the model and you want to get stuff out of a metal model or even the plastic ones, and you just stick them in here, turn it on, and call it a day, and they'll be all spick and span and brand new basically when you get it done. Alright, moving along to some of the stuff I got up here with little time to spare. I wasn't joking about the Liquitex stuff. I have a lot of it, pretty much all their paint additives that they got. Here we got Tamiya Smoke, which is good for fantasy stuff, chainmail. It's a dual what do I want to say? Anyways, it's good for doing chainmail because it acts like an ink and it glosses at the same time. And then you use it with this Tamiya Red Clear, mix them together, it makes really good blood. Wonder Wash inks here, trying those out from the War Store, and they work out really good. There's a lot of color selection there. Foundry Paint System Triad sets, check those out. They come with a base coat, a highlight, and a shade all in one package. Got miscellaneous GW stuff left over. MIG pigments up here. Doc O'Brien's pigments right there. Dee Dee's Magic ink. It is truly magic up there. That's also from the War Store, but they are out of stock right now. Still use some of the GW washes and some of the leftover GW paints I have left. And here is my Vallejo line. This is the Vallejo Game Color stuff, and it's really good. I like the stuff, and when I get Reaper and stuff like that, it'll work good. This little piece of paper is the cheat sheet that tells you which colors are what compared to GW, because they kind of have like generic names that are kind of funny, but some of them are a little bit off the wall that you're like, what brown is this? I don't know. So you kind of have to use the sheet to check it out. But pretty much that's all it is. I mean, I got a bunch of magnets everywhere, hanging my brushes, tips down. Magnets are good. Big old magnet on the back wall. Magnets, lights, keep your desk clear. And that's it. You guys have a good one.